Alex, just kind of tell me your story, I guess, basically how it came about that you decided to play football and went to junior college and played, and now you're here. Just
Well,
the whole story.
honestly, it's kind of a long story, and anytime I've been asked in the past, I've tried to make it as short as I can. But I mean, if we really start back from the beginning, I've been an athlete my whole life, but growing up, football wasn't my main sport. Baseball was my main sport, but I always did year-round sports. So whenever it come time to play football, I'd be playing little league football. But since I was so undersized, it wasn't something that really triggered in my mind that I'd be doing for the rest of my life. So by the time I got to high school, I put down football and kind of specialized in baseball and wrestling. And at that time, I got all the way through high school. I switched to 3 different high schools, but I had started high school at 13. And by the time I was a senior, I was 17 years old, and I was playing baseball, and I had aspirations to go to Florida State. I wanted to play, at D1 college baseball, but I had broken my hand in my senior season, and I wasn't able to play in my game that Florida State was coming to watch me at. So at this point, I was so down on myself and with family issues and my stepfather. I mean, I just had a bunch of problems with the family, and on top of that, dropping the one thing I truly love, baseball, it kind of took me off the wrong path. And I actually stopped going to school my senior year and decided I would get an online degree and then go into the military. So I was training to be a Navy SEAL. I went through MEPS, military entrance processing. Petty Officer Burns was my recruiting officer. I went all the way through that, and I was getting pretty close to my ship date. And since I was 17 still, and I was working for my online diploma online, whenever I finished that, that's whenever I get shipped off. Well, my mom, every day I would come home and she'd tell me, Alex, please don't go to the military. Please come with me to Texas. I got a new job, opportunity. I want you to come with me. And, I've always been a mama's boy. And like I said, with stepfather problems, my mom not having my stepfather around anymore, I didn't want her to be alone. And, my whole family's from North Carolina. And whenever we moved to Georgia, it was just me and her in the first place. So I didn't want her to go out there and be by herself. And, I was still 17 at the time, so my final consent, my mom would have to sign off for me. So I believe I was 4 or 6 weeks out from my actually shipping off and finishing my online degree. So, but instead, my mom talked me into moving to Texas, repeating my whole senior year, going back and doing it again, but actually being on track to where I would be the age that I should be whenever I was starting. So, I come to Texas, and it's the summer, and I believe it's August, and, I was running every day. I really got into fitness, and, let me tell you, I was pretty undersized coming in high school. I was 5'6", 130. I was a little younger. I was a year behind everybody, so, at this time, I kind of caught up to my, my age and my height kind of matched together. So whenever I walked out to the football field to go talk to the coach for the summer in August, he walks up to me and says, "Are you eligible?" And, as far as I know, yeah, I'm eligible. I hadn't played in high school, so why wouldn't I be? And I tell him that, not knowing, not trying to lie to him or anything, but he gets me all my gear, gets me lined up, puts me in the locker room, lets me meet the team. And he calls me and my mom in the next day, and he tells me, he goes, "Alex," starts telling me about a story about a player he had that was a fifth-year senior, and he lost games because of this and became ineligible. And he told me that I wasn't going to be able to play any school sport just because I was a fifth-year senior, even though I was the same age as everybody else in my class. This was devastating. I just put down everything I had already planned. I put down the military, walked down to Petty Officer Burns. I still haven't talked to him. I hope he's not, doesn't see this and gets mad at me or nothing. But, well, anyways, since I couldn't do that, I was kind of alone. I didn't really know too many people. I kind of kept to myself. I've always been shy. But, I mean, at the same time, if you sit me down next to somebody, I'll be the one to say something to them, just to start a conversation. But a rugby player named Jake Mizell actually walks up to me. He was in the football locker room whenever I was meeting the football team, and he was the captain of the rugby team, which is a club team. And he goes, "Alex," he goes, "You want to play some rugby?" And I go, "Well, man, I'm not eligible. UIL says I can't play no sports." He goes, "This doesn't have anything to do with UIL. You can just come play. It's a club sport. You love it, man. If it's contact sport, everything you like about it, you're going to play. I mean, you're doing this, to have fun." So I tell him I want to play. I go out to a practice. First practice, I fall in love with rugby. And I go, "This is my sport." No, anyways, I ended up joining the team, and we went to the state championship. We went 17-0, and this is Alliance Rugby, and we won the state championship, and I got state MVP. I mean, MVP of the state championship game, and a USA Eagles coach walks up to me and offers me an invite to the tryouts, which I'd have to fly to 4 different states in 4 days, and then do all these tryouts. And I was like, by this time, I went through a full season, the injuries, and everything that came along with it, and I was just about to go into college. You know, I wasn't going to play baseball. I wasn't going to do anything I thought I was going to do. And at this point, I said, you know what? I don't want to play rugby anymore. I got out of it what I came to do, and that was to have fun. And I've had my fun, and I feel like now I need to be a regular college student, and I want to go off and be a student. So that summer was the first summer I really actually had away from sports. You know, I've been playing sports my whole life, and anyways, I went to Panama City with one of my best friends that I met at Keller High School, John Rock, and we were down in Panama City having a good time for July 4th. And I believe my mom calls me on July 6th and tells me about this football tryout. And you know, I'm out there having a good time, you know, enjoying my break with one of my best friends. And I go, yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, let's play football. Let's play some football. You know, and at the time, you know, I really wasn't comprehending what she was telling me, but I was enjoying the moment, so kind of went along with it and agreed. But 2 days later, we had met some kids down in Panama City. They're actually from Tennessee, and we drove all the way to Tennessee with them and partied for another day. And my mom calls me on July 9th and tells me about this combine again. And I go, oh, man, I totally forgot about the combine. And she tells me, well, you need to get in your car and you need to drive back if you want to do this. And, you know, at this point, I didn't really know what I was going to do for college. You know, I just knew I was going to be a college student. And she said I could pay for my college if I actually went to a tryout and earned a scholarship. So I drove back. I dropped my friend off in Keller. And then I drove all the way down to College Station and met my mom in a hotel. And then the next day, I drive to Brenham from College Station, 45 minutes, so up to Blinn College. And I walk out there, and there's about 250, 260 athletes, and I'm sitting here thinking, wow, how am I going to make this team? But Mom said, you know, anything you believe in, you can do, and you can accomplish, Alex, and I believe in you. And, you know, when my mom told me that, I said, I'm going to go out there and do my best, and, you know, if it's good enough, then it's good enough, and I'm going to get the scholarship and do what I can to make my mom proud. Well, I walk in, and the first person there is the linebacker coach, and he's taking our height and measurements. He gets my height and measurement, and he says, what position do you play? Well, since I was a pitcher in baseball, I said, sure, I'll play quarterback. He goes, well, hey, man, not to knock your skills or anything, but we got a quarterback. And I was like, well, you know, about that, man. Well, honestly, I don't really play quarterback. I was a pitcher in baseball. You know, I haven't played football in so long. I don't really know what I play, but I played rugby. He goes, you're a linebacker. I'm like, all right, I'm a linebacker. He said, you fast? I said, I think so. He said, you run me a 4.6? I said, I'll run you 4.5. And we go out there, we do our bench press, our 40, our 20-yard shuttle. And he likes what he saw, and then I bashed somebody in Skelly, and he came up to me and says, come with me. I'm going to introduce you to the head coach. And then he took me to Coach Fran, and Coach Fran said, do you want to be a Buccaneer? I hadn't even seen the campus. You know, I'm looking over at like one part of the campus, and that's all I see. And at this point, I'm just thinking, like, is this what I'm going to do? I mean, I've earned it. I mean, is this what I'm about to do? And I go, yeah, I'll be a Buccaneer. And I shake his hand. I said, let's do this thing. So from that point on, I guess I was playing football. And I showed up for 2 days and earned my spot and earned a scholarship. And I just worked my butt off to get a starting spot because I'm competitive like that. And, you know, anything I do, I want to be the best at. So, you know, if I'm going to take the time to do it, I'm going to work my hardest to be the best I can.
From all that to where you are now, I mean, was it kind of a dream come true kind of a deal, or did you think you'd be in this position? Or?
I mean, you could say it's a dream come true, but at the same time, you know, we're all on a journey, and God's got a different path for everybody. And I feel like He's closed a lot of doors and opened a lot of doors at the same time, and, you know, He's put me on the path where I'm supposed to be right now. And, you know, I'm walking the path I feel like I need to be walking right now, and I'm very blessed, and I appreciate the opportunities I've been given. I'm very thankful for my Oklahoma State family, and I'm very thankful for all the people that have helped me along the way. And, you know, up until this point, you know, I couldn't be happier than where I'm at right now. So,
even as competitive as you are and as athletic as you've always been, does it kind of surprise you how fast you got acclimated to football and how much success you've had in that short amount of time? Or?
Well, like I said, I mean, it's a big jump from Little League football and everything, but, you know, at the same time, like I said, if I sit down, you know, and I really enjoy something, I'm going to do whatever it takes to, you know, be the best I can. And, you know, I just try to put extra time in off the field and on the field. So, you know, I don't feel like I'm surprised. I feel like, you know, this is what I wanted to achieve. And I feel like if I didn't achieve this, then I wouldn't be achieving my ultimate goal, which is, you know, be successful and be a competitor.
How happy and excited are you that your mom, you know, was on you to make that trip to the tryout?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm very happy about that, you know, because now I'm not having to pay for my college. This is a blessing also. But, you know, most importantly, I'm making my mom proud. And, you know, that alone is enough fulfillment for me to be, you know, everything I want to be. So
Now you got another year of football after this one, and then you want to keep playing football after that? I mean, NFL's a dream, or?
Well, I mean, at this point, I mean, picking up this late in the game, I'd hate to put it down so early. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to do my best, and, you know, I don't feel like I'm anywhere where I need to be, but I'm going to keep going until I get to where, you know, I'm supposed to be, whichever God takes me that path, so.
And then just real quick, talk about, you know, not only the season you've had personally, but the team. I mean, the most successful team in school history. That's pretty awesome to be a part of.
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, the team is what makes me, you know. Being around a bunch of kids that actually want to win and compete like I do, you know, pushes me even farther than where I would if I was just by myself. And, you know, the guys in the locker room, you know, they're always cracking jokes, you know, great chemistry. I mean, I've never really been around a group of kids that, you know, aren't part of the same family but really are at the same time. And, you know, without them, I wouldn't be who I am. So, I mean, they're helping me develop, and hopefully I'm helping them develop too. So I appreciate everything I've been given.
Outstanding. That'll do it.
Thank you very much.